both ones.
Yeah.
It ain't no, oh, no, we both ones.
Yeah.
It ain't no A, B, none of that. It's one. You look over there, you see one. You look over here, you see another one. So do what you got to do with that. Do what you got to do with that.
Turn the pressure up. I don't quit. I don't fold under pressure. I'm the best, and I know I'm the best. And you know I'm the best.
What's going on, Cowboys Nation? It's your boy DMV back with another one. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, subscribe, comment for any new updates, man. Because look, let me tell y'all, for more fire content, we got to get this algorithm up. And I appreciate everybody that stops by the channel, and I appreciate the community. So let's get into what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb actually building a bond outside of Cowboys organizational or OTAs or whatever the heck it is. These two having a good time at Kyler Murray's softball game and already showing that chemistry that it takes to be one of the most dynamic duos in the league. So what you were able to see was two guys in the clip that I showed you in the beginning of this video. Two guys saying, "Hey, I'm a one, you a one." Kind of like that Spider-Man picture where they're pointing back and forth like, "Oh, you a one, I'm a one. Hey, he a one, I'm a one. Y'all gonna have to deal with it." Love the confidence, love the confidence. I love the confidence so much. Y'all probably heard something. I got to put my shades on. Whenever y'all see me with the ball cap and the shades on, my son took the other shades or whatnot, so I can't look like the proud football dad. But I'm the proud football dad right now. I'm the fan right now that's drinking the Kool-Aid. All right, this is Kool-Aid DMV right here. When you see the shades and you see the hat, this is me dropping his son off at Penn State because I'm a proud dad and he's getting ready to go out there and cook. This is what I look at right now. CeeDee and George, they getting ready to go out there and cook. And we're going to talk about the history of both of them really being number ones. Like, you look at CeeDee Lamb, and he came in with Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup. He was already really just the cherry on top, and he became our guy because he had that type of pedigree coming out. You knew that CeeDee Lamb probably should have been drafted at the top of his class. For some odd reason, fell down to where we were. We snagged him. We never looked back. And you look at how he fit in with Amari Cooper and Michael Gallup to create his own little niche. And then there was a time where everybody questioned whether or not CeeDee Lamb was a number one. And then CeeDee's just been able to go out there and back it up time and time again. Now you look at George Pickens. You look at him. You look at his pedigree coming out of Georgia, and you knew he was a bona fide number one. In Pittsburgh, really, let's just be honest. They have quarterback struggles. They have had a hard time finding a quarterback. And we all know the importance of having a quarterback when you have a true number one. Philly fans gonna look at this, they gonna hate, but hey, look at AJ Brown. Look at how AJ Brown has elevated his game since he became an Eagle. I was a non-believer at first too. But you just look at time and time again how some of these receivers, they just elevate their games when they get with a good quarterback. We have a good quarterback right here who has shown that he can get the ball to multiple receivers. If you're open, he's going to get you the ball. If they're playing a certain way, he's going to get you the ball. And I truly believe that that's what's going to happen with this right here. Love it to death. Love it to death. And so we look at them at the game, already showing chemistry, already meeting up, already communicating. I wouldn't look past it to see eventually Dak Prescott, George, and CeeDee starting to work together, starting to really plan how they're going to be able to use these guys. Now, CeeDee Lamb looks happy. CeeDee Lamb was one of those guys that, he tweeted out that he was, willing to do some things to bring somebody in that's going to help. We got that. But the person who's been quiet, who I know's been working behind the scenes, and I know is probably a big reason why we got Pickens in here, is Dak Prescott. There's probably nobody happier right now than 4. 4 is probably really happy right now, ecstatic. And so looking at the softball game and what that means, I think it's also comparable because you see the Cowboys linemen getting together. They went to the Stars game the other night. See Cooper Beebe with his shirt off, and you know what I'm saying, guys looking like they're having fun. I asked for this. I said, okay, Shotty, you talked about culture. I need to see something different. You're starting to see guys now doing things outside of football, and that elevates your locker room. Yes, he changed seats and stuff like that for synergy. Synergy is very, very important when it comes to your football team as far as building what you're going to build. And see, I normally hate doing this, and I know that I think Vach said this too. I hate doing it too, but typically throughout the years, I would compare this team to Kansas City because Kansas City was the champs. I probably compared them to Tampa Bay when Tampa Bay won, so I got to compare them to the Philadelphia Eagles. And you look at what the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to build synergy wise, they've really been kind of black gloves, black mask. If y'all are Young Buck fans, y'all know what I'm talking about. And so they've been able to build that black gloves, black mask culture in Philadelphia. And so there's certain things that they do together that they bond, and then it shows up on the field. Like one thing that points out at me is the tush push. I'm gonna say tush push and not brotherly shove. Either way, both of them sound kind of sus, but either way, you know what I'm saying? The tush push, for example, you look at how charged up that team is when they're able to complete that. That's something that they practice. That's something that they embody as a team. That's a culture type thing. The only way you do that is if you're doing things outside of football. You're building outside of football. Remember the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line that one year had that Christmas album. I'm not going to sit here and lie to y'all. I thought that was pretty dope. I thought it was pretty dope. You see those guys and, Met Galas and all that type of stuff. You see those guys being able to connect outside of football, having Gilly in the locker room and all that type of stuff. So that's one of the things that I've been wanting in Dallas to change for a while, simply because I feel like things are so strict that they want people to have access to these guys, but only when they want them to have access to these guys. And for me, I kind of feel like as a team, you gotta you got to be able to, your culture has to go with what your guys are, and you allow your guys to create the culture. Your coach can have the principles in which they want to instill, but your overall culture, for the most part, that comes from who's carrying out everything. You know what I'm saying? Your coach can set standards, but your team, that culture is always evolving depending on who's in that building, who is going through all of the hardships together. And so being together, doing things outside, that's a major sign for me. But I just want to know what you fans think in the comment section, man. Let me know what you think. Do you think that synergy is important to a championship culture? Or do you not think so? I'm interested in seeing what your input is on this. I'm excited. I know I am. And I appreciate y'all for stopping by. We out. Peace.